Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah. Yam Brahmajantam Anupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahakatara Ajuhava Putreti Tanmayatayo Taravo Bhinedustam Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munimanatosmi. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam. Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe. So, Hare Krishna. We'll continue reading from Srila Gurudev's lecture in Australia, 1997, where he's speaking about the glory of Sri Guru, the spiritual master, quoting from the verses of a psalm written by Śrīla Narottama Das Ṭhākura, Shri Guru Charana Padma. And we'll continue from where we left off last time, how Gurudev is talking about how we should try to make the words of Guru one with our heart. Take the words of Guru in our heart and make them our everything. Leave everything else aside and follow his words. And then that attachment to the lotus feet of Guru is the highest attainment. Srila Gurudev is saying that attachment to the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu and Krishna and Radha is the highest attainment. Because all Gurudev wants is that you should serve Radha and Krishna and Mahaprabhu. And that he is only happy by this. A bona fide Guru is only happy if you are serving their object of love, the divine couple, or Mahaprabhu. He's not satisfied by anything else. He only wants this. This is the secret to pleasing the spiritual master, giving all of our energy to serving Radha, Krishna, Mahaprabhu, which they are the most pleased when we are serving their devotees, like a guru and all of the other devotees. So this is another level to that. To please, Radha and Krishna are pleased when we are serving their devotees. Krishna says that the devotee, someone who says that they are my devotee, they are not really my devotee. Those who are devotees of my devotee, they are really my devotees. There's a verse that I haven't memorized where Krishna says like this. So, Srila Gurudev is saying, Chaksu Dan Dila Jay. Janme Janme Prabhu say. Sri Guru is giving the transcendental vision, transcendental understanding, the eyes to see transcendental things. He's saying, I was so blind, so much blind by the darkness of ignorance. But Gurudev gave me eyes. Who gave eyes to Narottam Thakur? Jiva Goswami. First, Jiva Goswami gave, because he is his Shiksha Guru. For Narottam Thakur, Jiva Goswami is more important than his Gurudev, Lokanath Goswami. Narottam Thakur is always trying to please Jiva Goswami, because he knows that to serve Jiva Goswami is to serve Lokanath Goswami. That is why Narottam Thakur said, "When will my Gurudev, Lokanath Goswami, come and take me and offer me at the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami?" We should try to understand the deep meanings and act accordingly. Only words will not do anything. If I am doing kirtan daily, 3 times, 4 times, but not knowing all of these deeper things, not following, then what will happen? We will be sahajya or anything more. Let us begin from Guru Seva, obeying Gurudev. If Gurudev is bona fide, we should not think whether his order is good or bad. I have nothing to worry about when carrying out the order of my Gurudev, because I know that what he is telling is the total truth. You have nothing to worry about when following the order of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, because he is true to the highest extent. You must carry out what he is telling. Don't think whether it is right or wrong. He is not a Kanishta Adhikari, and he's not a Madhyam Adhikari. He is an Uttama Adhikari. So that divine spiritual master, Chaksudan Dilaje, Janme Janme Prabhu Se, Divya Gyan Hride Prakashita. That Guru, he is my master, birth after birth, and he manifests divine knowledge within the heart. And we were so blind before, but Gurudev, he gave me transcendental vision to see the transcendental world by his teachings and by his order. Which Gurudev is saying here is we shouldn't think whether what Guru is telling us is good or bad and whether we should follow it or not. This is some doubt, and we will not get very far if we are doubting Gurudev and not obeying him completely. We should have very strong faith that whatever Guru is saying is for our benefit and for our welfare. And Gurudev is saying that we should understand the deep meanings of all of these things. And if we're not, then even if we're doing so much bhakti, it will just be like cheap imitation. It will be simply sentimental, and we will think that we've attained a very high stage, but really we'll just be performing sense enjoyment in the guise of bhakti. We will think that we will be doing bhakti, but really this is just nothing more than sense enjoyment. It was just external. It's not deep, it's not real. So therefore we should fully surrender to a bona fide guru and understand the deep meanings And Gurudev is saying here that for Narottam Thakur, Jiva Goswami was more important than his Gurudev, even Lokanath Goswami. This is very difficult for people to understand. He took initiation from Lokanath Goswami. He is his Diksha Guru. So you would think that he is his most worshipable master. And he is. But Gurudev is saying more important for Narottam Thakur is Jiva Goswami. Because Narottam Thakur, he went to Jiva Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, and learned everything from him. And so he helped him so much to understand everything about bhakti and everything. So Guru Tattva is a very broad subject, and there are mainly 2 categories of guru. There's more, but the main ones we hear about are the Diksha Guru and the Shiksha Guru. The Diksha Guru is the initiating spiritual master, the one that gives the mantra initiation and like this, neck beads, japa mala, and initiates one's spiritual life. That's the initiating spiritual master. Then there's the Shiksha Guru, or the instructing spiritual master. And there can be many Shiksha Gurus. Gurudev said there can only be one Diksha Guru. But you can have many instructors, you can have many teachers. Still, Srila Gurudev said that one Shiksha Guru will be prominent in one's life, with whom you have a very deep relationship with, who is teaching you everything about the very deep meanings of bhakti and the philosophy and the practice. And in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes that the Diksha Guru is Krishna's form, and the Shiksha Guru is Krishna's personality, his swarup. And Gurudev, everywhere, he glorifies the position of Shiksha Guru, as he says that they're both non-different than each other. There's no difference between the Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru. He's saying here that he knows that Jiva Goswami is, to serve him is to serve Lokanath Goswami. That there's no difference between them. But still, he is praying to serve Jiva and Rupa. So there is still some prominence given to the Shiksha Guru. And so the Swarup, this is more superior than the Rup, is the internal, the Swarup of Krishna, which the Swarup Shakti, Gurudev would describe, of Krishna is Srimati Radhika. So Gurudev would say that the Shiksha Guru is like Srimati Radhika. She is helping the devotee to understand how to serve Krishna, how to love Krishna. And really our line, Srila Gurudev would say, is a Bhagavat Shiksha Guru Parampara. And it's crooked. It's not linear, that you take initiation formally, and then there's disciple and initiation and disciple. in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he doesn't even mention who his Diksha Guru is. He had committed some offense to Nityananda Prabhu, his Diksha Guru, and he only mentioned his Shiksha Guru, his Shiksha Gurus, the 6 Goswamis, because they gave him everything. They helped him so much. And it's like if you were to be born by your father, you know, your father, he sends you to a school to be trained up, to learn. And so the person that you're learning everything from, he is helping you, you could say, more than your father is helping you. And in the case of, like we see with Krishna himself, he was brought to Vrindavan from Mathura, and he was raised by Nanda Baba. And he saw Nanda Baba like his father, because it's described in the Bhagavatam that really that person who supports and nourishes you when you're a child, you know, they are really your father. So Gurudev is always glorifying the position of Shiksha Guru. And we see that with Haridas Thakur, Gurudev would ask, who is his Diksha Guru? Can anyone say, who is the initiating spiritual master of Haridas Thakur? No one can say, Gurudev said. We cannot say who was his Diksha Guru, but yet he is Namacharya. And also Bhaktivinoda Thakur. His Diksha Guru was Vipin Bihari, but he never mentions him so much, and he's giving prominence to Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj as his Shiksha Guru, because Srila Gurudev would say that the Diksha Guru is like one's father, but the Shiksha Guru is like one's uncle. And the relationship between the disciple and the Diksha Guru is very formal. And there's so much awe and reverence there, and there's so much fear there, because he is your father, he is very heavy, and he's very strict, and you should serve your father with so much humility and so many things. And he's very strong. And Gurudev would say that you cannot reveal your heart completely to Diksha Guru like your father. Gurudev would say that if you have so much like lust and like say you like a girl or something like this, you will be afraid to reveal it to your father because he might judge you very harshly and he might be very strong. But he said, with your uncle, there's not so much fear there, and you are thinking that you are like on the same platform, and that relationship is very intimate and very sweet and very informal, and you can fully reveal your heart to him. There's no so much judgment there. And he said that if you will tell him, oh, I like this one girl or something, and the Shiksha Guru will be very soft and sweet and be, oh, it's okay, don't worry. And he won't be so heavy because there's not so much, I am your father, and like this. Gurudev would describe the relationship with Diksha and Shiksha Guru like this. And so with Haridas Thakur, back to him, Gurudev said, who is his guru? He accepted Mahaprabhu as his guru, who is Krishna himself, with the beauty and the mood of Srimati Radhika. And he said that Haridas Thakur, he was sitting in the classes of Mahaprabhu when Mahaprabhu would speak about Bhagavatam and learn the philosophy of love. And so, how much higher can you get? So Srila Gurudev would say, who is superior, Diksha Guru or Shiksha Guru? And so we take initiation from anybody. But Gurudev would say that all of the Guru Parampara, they are our instructing spiritual masters. So he would say that I think that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he is my Shiksha Guru. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he is my Shiksha Guru. Mahaprabhu, he is my Shiksha Guru. Raghunath Das Goswami says like this in the Manashiksha, second verse, that Mahaprabhu is Guru. Rupa Goswami is Shiksha Guru. All the Goswamis of Vrindavan are my Shiksha Guru. So he would say, who is superior? My Guru or Rupa Goswami or Mahaprabhu himself? Am I going to think that, Gurudev would even say this about his own Guru, am I going to think that my Guru, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, is more superior than Mahaprabhu himself, God himself, the source of everything, the source of all knowledge? This is wrong. So, in this way, Shiksha Guru, we can understand, is so high, more high than Diksha Guru. But still, the speciality is that Diksha Guru pulled us out from this material existence and saved us, and so we honor him so much. But Srila Gurudev, he would say, what is initiation? He would say that Narada Muni initiated Prahlad Maharaj when he was in the womb. Prahlad Maharaj was in his mother's womb for 60,000 years. And during that whole time, Narada Muni was speaking Harikatha to him in the womb. And he left, and then when Prahlad Maharaj took birth, he was a Uttam Padama Mahabhagavat, pure devotee of the Lord. And he was always weeping and rolling on the ground, chanting the holy names of Krishna. But Gurudev said, where was his fire sacrifice? Where was his Brahman thread initiation? Where was his name-giving, initiation, all of these things? And so Gurudev said that really, Harikatha is initiation. Whoever is inspiring you to serve Krishna and love Krishna, this is Guru. And to whatever degree they are at, Gurudev would say that, he would say this every time he talked about Diksha and Shiksha Guru, he would say, whoever is according to their degree of bhakti, we should honor them accordingly. So if Diksha Guru is not as advanced as Shiksha Guru, we should pay pranam to Diksha Guru, but we should honor, Gurudev would say this, honor Shiksha Guru more than our Diksha Guru if Shiksha Guru is more advanced. These are Gurudev's words. I'm simply repeating them. So this is the proper understanding of the Diksha and Shiksha Guru. And the very first word of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami's Manashiksha, Gurudev describes, is the word Guru. Guru goshte goshtalaishu sujane bhusudagane swamantre shri namni brajanava yuva dvandva sharane. So he would say, Raghunath Das Goswami is saying we should have so much deep, thick attachment for Guru, for Vrindavan, for the residents of Vrindavan, for our mantras, for Harinam. But the word Guru is plural. It means more than one. So Guru is not just one. Guru is plural. We should have so much attachment for plural Gurudev. What does that mean? It means Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru. So it is not enough. Gurudev said you're taking initiation, but you must have a Shiksha Guru. So Gurudev would say, because we're reading the books of all of our acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti Ṭhākura, Rupa Goswami, Srila Prabhupada, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, we're taking their instructions, they're present in their words. And therefore they are helping us. Therefore they are our Shiksha Gurus. And we should have so much thick attachment for their lotus feet. So, Guru, Shiksha Guru, very important. And therefore Narottam Thakur, to him, Jiva Goswami was more important than Lokanath Goswami. Because at that time, Jiva Goswami was the most advanced Vaishnava. So that is the general principle and understanding that wherever there is, the most advanced Vaishnava, you should go there and hear from them and learn from them. And Gurudev would say that if a Diksha Guru or anyone is stopping you from taking higher association, thinking that, no, this disciple is my property, and you shouldn't go to anyone else, you should only worship me and serve me. Even if there's someone more advanced, because the whole point of spiritual life is taking higher association so you can progress higher and higher. So Gurudev would say that a bona fide guru, if a disciple asks him if he can go take higher association of another Vaishnava, then a bona fide guru will say, yes, you should go and I am also going because I also want to hear from him. And this is the proper understanding. Lokanath Goswami, he knew that Jiva Goswami was the most advanced Vaishnava at that time. He was the head of the Vishva Vaishnava Raja Sabha, the assembly of all the Vaishnavas. And so, going up the line like this, many devotees, they say, oh, we should not read the books of Bhakti Vinod Thakur or Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur or Rupa Goswami like this. Only read the books of your Gurudev, and everything is in there, that is enough. But this is not the proper understanding. Srila Prabhupada, he would want us, he's instructed in his books that we should read, Jaiva Dharma and the books of the Goswamis like this. Not that we are closed in a box and we cannot take higher association. Gurudev would say that if you're thinking like this, then what will you do if Mahaprabhu himself comes, if Radhika herself comes? Will you say, oh no, I don't want to hear from you. You are not my Diksha Guru. This is offensive. So this is the importance of the instructing spiritual master, and how sweet of a relationship. Srila Gurudev, he said that Swamiji, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, was his Shiksha Guru. And he had such a sweet and loving relationship with him. He said they could sit on the same seat and they could laugh and joke with each other. And that relationship was very informal and very sweet and loving. There was still respect there, obviously. But we should try to understand all of these things. So, I'll keep going for a little bit. Prema bhakti yaha hoite, avidya vinasajate, vede gai jahara charita. that Gurudev is giving prema bhakti, pure love for Krishna, and he's removing our ignorance. And the glories of Guru are proclaimed throughout all the Vedic literatures. How Gurudev is so glorious. He will give us bhakti in this birth, after this birth, and after that birth. Until we will be liberated and go to Goloka Vrindavan, he will always come and help us. He has made a promise that if anyone takes shelter of him, he never gives up on them. He never considers the anarthas or even the very general mistakes of his disciples. He is always excusing them. It may be so many births before we go to Goloka Vrindavan, but yet he's helping us, and he will help all the time. We have seen in Brihad Bhagavatamrita by Sanatana Goswami that in 100 and lakhs births, he helped his disciple. This means there is very great hope for us. We may leave Gurudev, but he will never leave us. That's the pure causeless mercy of Guru, that even if we don't want all these things and we are very nonsense and we go astray, Krishna is weeping for us, and he wants us to come back to him because he knows that we will only be happy by serving his lotus feet, and so he sends his representative to constantly help us, turn us towards Krishna. And that is his great mercy. That we may give Krishna up, Gurudev said, but Krishna will never give us up. He will always love us, and he's only waiting for us to turn back to him. And so, prema bhakti yaha hoite avidya vinasa jate. First, prema bhakti will come by serving him, and anarthas and offenses will go away. First, our offenses will go away, then prema bhakti will come. It is assured. As much as bhakti will come, it will be first bhav bhakti and then prema bhakti. Then that much of all kinds of anarthas and offenses will go away. Otherwise, not. If bhakti is not there and you are trying to get rid of anarthas, in lakhs and lakhs births, you cannot get rid of them. We must try to serve Gurudev and have some bhakti. Then they will go automatically. Otherwise, not. Don't try very hard to give up offenses. Control your mind and all these things. It will come automatically if you are loyally serving your Gurudev. This is another beautiful point that Srila Prabhupada would say, if you will not serve God, then you are bound to serve dog. So if we are not engaging all of our senses, all of our mind, all of our words and activities in serving God, then we are bound to engage our senses and our mind in material things in this material world. If we are not thinking about spiritual things, we're bound to think about material things. If we're not doing spiritual things, we're bound to do material things. If we are not serving God, we are bound to serve dog. Because the soul is always active. We always have to be doing something, thinking something. So this is the secret to getting rid of unwanted things, like we were talking about earlier. The easiest way to get rid of all the air in a pot is to fill it with water. And then automatically the air will go and it won't come back in. So if we're filling all of our lives with service to Guru, then bhakti will come, because there's no room for anything else. Prema bhakti will come. And where there's no time to make any offenses, there's no time to enjoy our senses, because we don't have a single moment outside of serving Guru and serving Krishna like this. So Prabhupada would say, as they asked Srila Prabhupada, "Oh Prabhupada, how can we be sincere? How can I be a sincere devotee?" And Prabhupada said, by being sincere. And he said that a thief is characterized by the activities that he performs. The reason that he is called a thief is because he is stealing. He's going around and he's stealing things. So if we want to be called a devotee, if we want to be a devotee, then we should engage all of our activities in devotional service. It's really that simple. You be sincere by being sincere. You be a devotee by being a devotee. And we do all of the activities of service to Krishna even before we have taste for it. Gurudev would say, even if you have no taste, simply do it anyways, and taste will come. So it's fake it until you make it. You, with your intelligence, the stage of nishta, steadiness, means that although I don't want to do all these things, although I'm very averse to service to God, I know that this is in my best interest, and by your intelligence, you're engaging in the limbs of bhakti. So we force ourselves to chant, we force ourselves to come to Harikatha, Gurudev said. We force ourselves to serve, and gradually we'll find that we have taste for all these things, and we develop that higher taste, like Krishna says in the Gita, and we lose taste for all these mundane things. And so again, the idle mind is the devil's workshop. This is so important. We have to repeat it again and again. Gurudev said that if you will sit down while you're chanting your mantras and you will have an empty mind, then at once so many thoughts from your past life, your childhood, and past lives, and like so many bogus nonsense things will come in your mind because your mind is empty. And he said that if you will take a cup of water out of the ocean or wherever, then from all sides water will come to fill that gap because it is empty space. And so similarly, if we are chanting, but we're not filling our minds with spiritual thoughts, thinking about Krishna and his name, and then his form and his qualities and his pastimes and his abode, then material thoughts are bound to come into our mind. There has to be some positive, like we were saying, some positive engagement, meditating on verses, meditating on songs, meditating on pastimes, meditating on anything spiritual like this. So Gurudev would always make this point that bhakti comes first, and then automatically bad things and anything go away automatically. Otherwise, we cannot try to get rid of our offenses and anarthas and unwanted things in any other way. There's no other way. We can't think, oh, I'm not going to have lust, I'm not going to have lust, I'm not going to have lust. Because then you're just thinking lust, 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 lust. Prabhupada told one devotee, if you want to get rid of your lust, Bhagavatam also says this, vikritam brajavadubir idam cha Vishnu. That Gurudev said in Alachua, he was saying that you cannot get rid of your lust. It is actually impossible to get rid of lust, because you are made of desire. Krishna, he is Ichamai. He is imbued with desire. He is made of desire. Krishna has desire, and his potency, his Shakti, his Icha Shakti, has so many desires, and his potency is fulfilling all of his desires. The whole creation and everything is simply there to fulfill the unlimited desires of Krishna. So the jiva is a part and parcel of Krishna. So we also have that quality to desire and enjoy. Like Krishna, being the supreme enjoyer, we also have a little particle of that desire to enjoy. And Gurudev said we cannot get rid of this. This is our constitutional position. We are made of this desire. And so he said the only thing you can do is transform your desire and dovetail it into desire to serve Krishna and love Krishna. And he said that the only thing that the living entity can enjoy, because he is an infinitesimal enjoyer, is service to Krishna. And so we should have greed, but we should have greed for hearing Harikatha, for serving Krishna, for loving Krishna. And like that, we can always be active in a positive way. Instead of doing bad things, we're doing good things. We're still doing things, but the Gurudev said everything is dependent on one's desire. The devotee and the general person, they're doing the same exact things. Externally, we're cooking, we're eating, we're working, we're doing so many things, we're publishing books. These are all things that materialists are also doing. But our mood the devotee's mood is not one of enjoyment for ourselves. It's one of service to God, pleasing Krishna with all of our activities. So Gurudev said, everything depends on your desire. If everything that you do is with the desire to please Krishna, then anything you do is bhakti. Your sleeping is bhakti, your eating is bhakti. Everything. So we have to develop that desire to serve Krishna, and that comes from hearing. That comes from Shraddha, by serving the devotees, by serving things related to Krishna like tulsi and prasadam, by hearing the holy name. We develop this tendency to serve Krishna, this desire to serve Krishna. And the more we water that with hearing and chanting, it becomes more and more matured up until the point of prema. And then we can have love, we can have real, everlasting, eternal happiness. So if we can serve Gurudev and follow his orders with our life and soul every moment, 24 hours a day, then very easily this material existence, the ocean of material existence in the Bhagavatam is described, becomes like the water contained in the hoof print of a calf. Easily, just cross right over it. No problem. So, Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge. All knowledge will come, Gurudev is saying. Sambandha Gyan, Abhideya Gyan, Prayojan Gyan. Everything will come. Ha ha Prabhu Karudoya. Oh Gurudev, please give me your mercy. Narottam Das Thakur has seen no alternative, no other way. There is no alternative to weeping bitterly with tears. We should pray to Gurudev. You are the manifestation of Baladev Prabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. You are so causelessly merciful. Be merciful to me. I am blind, having so many anarthas. Ha, ha, Prabhu, oh Master, please give me your mercy. Give me the shelter of your lotus feet, the shade of your lotus feet. I am taking shelter of your lotus feet, but I am not qualified to do this. Yet still I am praying to you to make me so that I can be fully surrendered to you. We should try to do like this. Narottama Ṭhākura has written a book, Prāṇa, which means prayer. It is a very little book containing so many prayers. Prem Bhakti Chandrika, the moonbeam that illuminates pure love for God. This is another collection of prayers by Narottama Das Ṭhākura. This song, Guru Charana Padma, is the Mangala-charana of Prema Bhakti Chandrika. It is in the beginning. At first, there were not so many books, only Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and all others. Prem Bhakti Chandrika is the purport of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and the first kirtan is Shri Guru Charana Padma. Gora Premanande Hari 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 Bol. So we're praying to Gurudev that we can be fully surrendered. And that means that whatever we're hearing from Gurudev, he was saying, what does it mean to take shelter of Gurudev? It means following his instructions. So what is Rupa Goswami telling us to do? Being our Shiksha Guru, he's telling us 24 hours a day we should be hearing, chanting, remembering in the association under the guidance of those Anurag, Raganuga, Ragatmika devotees who have so much loving attachment to Radha and Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. This is what our Guru Parampara is telling us to do. And so we should anyhow pray for that mercy, that we can have the association of such a high class devotee of the Lord, and that we can have his mercy. And Gurudev said that all the limbs of bhakti should be performed in sadhu sangha, in the association of high class devotees. And he said, even if that devotee has entered Nitya Lila, or the spiritual world, he said, no harm. He said, if you're in, because Rupa Goswami says that we should be in Vrindavan. So he said that if you're in Vrindavan, either mentally or physically, you should be under the guidance of Rupa Goswami. He didn't say, Diksha Guru or this or that. He said you should be under the guidance of Rupa Goswami. What is Rupa Goswami praying for? How is he serving Radha and Krishna in his spiritual form? Gurudev said we are Rupanuga. All of our acharyas are Rupanuga. Why is this? They are following Rupa Manjari in the spiritual world under her guidance. All of our acharyas are maidservants, gopi maidservants of Srimati Radhika. And they're all, Rupa Manjari is the leader of all the manjaris, the head of all the manjaris. So we're following under her guidance and begging for her mercy that she can engage us in the service of Radha and Krishna, giving us the remnants of her service. And so there's so many prayers, like Gurudev is saying, that Narottama Das Ṭhākura is giving. So many prayers that Rupa Goswami is giving. And Gurudev would say that we should always recite these prayers. And when we're reciting them, like this Shri Guru Charana Padma and any of the other prayers, Rupa Goswami, he's written so many prayers, Stavamala, prayer after 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 prayer. And you can read thousands of prayers, all praying for the service of Radha and Krishna, for realization of their sweet pastimes. And then he's describing them right there. So Gurudev said, if you're praying anything, you should try to make your heart one with the author of that prayer. And you should try to, he said you should try to be like them and pray like them, that you also want this. You are also praying like this. You get rid of all of your desires That's why Gurudev said we should not sing our own kirtans. We should not make up our own prayers. We should pray for that our acharyas have prayed for, and take their prayers and try to make our heart one with them. Like Gurudev is saying here, Chittete kuriya aikya. Take everything out of your heart, throw it away, and put Gurudev's words in your heart. What is Gurudev praying for? Rupa Goswami is only praying for the service of Radha and Krishna as a maidservant of Srimati Radhika, performing very intimate service to the divine couple. And so with tears in our eyes, there's no alternative, Gurudev said, than just bitterly weeping for that mercy, that we can realize our spiritual form. Until we realize our spiritual form, there's no way that we can be detached from this material world. If someone is hungry, the only way that he will not want to eat more is if he is satisfied. So if we are fully satisfied by spiritual taste, by spiritual love and spiritual ras, we will not look for love and ras, material ras and material love. We need to replace it with spiritual love and spiritual relationship. And that only comes by realizing our spiritual relationship with Guru, with Radha and Krishna and their associates. So until then, we beg and beg and beg and pray that this taste and this love can come in our heart, and we can realize our transcendental form. Who are we really in the spiritual world? What is my service? When will my Gurudev offer me at the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami and I can serve the divine couple? We make our heart one with the prayers of Rupa Goswami, and we pray for that service. Gurudev said that a bona fide guru, what is the definition of a bona fide guru? He said, if our guru does not have the same desire for us as Rupa Goswami, then he is not a bona fide guru. And what does Rupa Goswami want? He only wants that we should serve Radha Krishna conjugal in the kunjas of Vrindavan. So this is also our desire. If we so desire this, if we want to surrender in this line, we are also praying for this, that we can taste just a drop of the love of Srimati Radhika. This is our aim and object. Gurudev was saying today so much that first is your aim and object. If you don't know what you want, then how can you begin to work towards that? If you don't know where you're going, how can you start going there? You cannot just wander aimlessly and magically come up to some place. You have to know exactly where you're going, and then, Gurudev said, then you can decide what is the process to get there. If we want to serve Srimati Radhika, we will have to take shelter of the gopis. Mahaprabhu himself, Gurudev is describing, took shelter of Roy Ramananda, who is Vishaka Devi herself, to learn how to serve Srimati Radhika, how to taste that love that Srimati Radhika has in her heart for Krishna. So if we also want to taste that love that Srimati Radhika has in her heart for Krishna, the highest love, the epitome of love, we have to make our heart one with Srimati Radhika, like Rupa Manjari has done, and serve her very intimately, and under the guidance of all the other Sakis and Gopis and Manjaris, and pray for that, and then we'll find that Krishna will be merciful, and we can engage in Krishna's service, we can engage in the service of Srimati Radhika eternally in the spiritual world. We should have no doubt in the words of Krishna. Krishna in the Gita is saying that someone who comes to my abode will never again return to this material world. So, if we do not want to be here anymore, if we don't want to have any fear of the cycle, the endless cycle of birth and death, we pray for Krishna's mercy that He can bring us there. And we should only want that, because we cannot get there if we have any other material desire. Krishna is Chintamani, He's wish-fulfilling. If we have any other desire, He will fulfill that. If we want to be here in this world and enjoy and make merry here and give our love to other people and other places, then Krishna will say, okay, great, do that, but you cannot come here, because then you'll want to go somewhere else, you want to do something else. We have to only desire that. So Gurudev said, we have so many bogus desires, so many. We have unlimited desires, he said, material desires, bogus desires. But what is Narottam Das Ṭhākura praying? Radha-Kṛṣṇa Prāṇa Mora jūgala-kiśora. Radha-Kṛṣṇa Prāṇa Mora jūgala-kiśora. Jīvane-maraṇe gati nāhi Mora. Jīvane-maraṇe gati nāhi Mora. Radha-Kṛṣṇa Prāṇa Mora jūgala-kiśora. Śrī Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daseranu dāsa Seva bilasha kare Narottama dāsa Seva bilasha kare Narottama dāsa. Gati amalatin mala dibô argale. Gati amalatin mala dibô argale. śyāma-gaurī-aṅge dibô cuyā-candanera gandha. So, this is the prayer of Narottam Das Ṭhākura. Radha-Kṛṣṇa Prāṇa Mora jūgala-kiśora. The love of Radha and Krishna is my life and soul. In life and in death, I have no other attainment. I am simply the servant of the servant of the servant of Mahaprabhu. And my only abhilash, my only desire is seva, is service to the lotus feet of the divine couple. When will I strain garlands of flower petals, of malati, and place them around the necks of the divine couple? When will I paste sandalwood on their limbs, their dark and golden limbs? And when will I serve them with so much love and affection? Kālindīra kūle, keli, kadambera, vana, ratana-vedīra, upar, bôsā'bô dujana. When will I enter the kadamba forest with Radha and Krishna and place them on a throne, throne bejeweled, bedecked with jewels and so many things? When will I fan them with the cāmara, with so much love and affection, and sing their glories and so many other kinds of beautiful services? This is, Gurudev said, this should be our only desire. Our only desire should be to serve the divine couple. Like this, like how the manjaris are serving. Only the maidservants of Srimati Radhika can be present while Radha and Krishna are together, meeting together. The Sakis, they can also be present there, not in the inner kunjas, the nikunjas, but in the kunjas and in the, Radha Kund like this. All the gopis are there. But the Sakas, they're not there. Only Krishna is present and all the gopis are there. And so, if we have that desire and we're praying for that, then with so much love in our hearts, we're begging and weeping at the lotus feet of Sri Guru that we can realize who we really are. And if we can realize Krishna, Gurudev said, then we'll automatically realize who we are. If we think about Radha and Krishna and their pastimes, immediately, like the sun, Gurudev said, we will see ourselves. And we can pray that we can engage in their service. Pray like Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari, like Narottam Das Ṭhākura, like all of our acharyas. When will I, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying, when will I sing songs to the divine couple? And serve Srimati Radhika, do so many things. So, Gora Premanand